All right, everybody. Welcome back. We are in the week 4 recap. Congratulations to the winners. Sorry to the losers. We'll recap it all here shortly. Trying to bang this out as my coffee's going. And before I get Will on the bus because the band of Order's got a busy life. All right, let's talk real football real quick. We'll go to what we just saw last night. Jets and Dolphins. I mean, that's just two bad football teams playing each other. Not much to say about that. Dolphins get the win, probably lose the war, losing Tyreek there. And then for the Jets, just they just look bad. I mean, and it's funny because there's been stretches where they've looked competitive. You know, the second half against Tampa, the offense against the Steelers. And then just other times where they just look like they're not going to win a single football game all year. I think we can already bury the Justin Fields, experiment. I mean, I didn't expect anything from it coming in, but I know others, Justin Jesus, did. He's not an NFL quarterback. He's just not. If the Jets want to win some games this year, which I don't think is necessarily the right thing to do, if they want to win some games this year, they're going to have to put Tyrod in. But I don't have an issue with them playing out Fields for the entire year. Maybe they get lucky and he has a couple of good games and they get something for him on the market next year. But you're drafting a quarterback in the top 5 next year, and if you, as long as you start Fields, you will draft in the top 5. So it is what it is. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a lost season because you want to establish Aaron Glenn's culture and everything like that. But it's going to be, what it is. Dolphins. Will, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? Well, don't. Come say hi. What are you wearing today?
Yankees jersey.
Why are we wearing our Yankees jersey today?
It's the start of the playoffs.
Start of the playoffs. Let's go Yankees. Let's beat Boston, right? All right. So what else we got going? So let's talk about the Bills game. What'd you think of it?
They did well. I like the Shakir play.
The Shakir touchdown? That was a good play, right? How about when Cole Bishop had the one-handed interception?
That was also really cool.
That was cool. Josh Allen had a good run there.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah. We played down to our competition. We shouldn't play the Saints that closely, but we should have beat them by a lot more. But we'll take the W, right? Could be worse. We could have not gotten a W. All right. Who do we play this week on Sunday Night Football? Patriots. How'd they play this week?
Really good.
They played really good. They put up like 40 points. They put up a 40 burger. So it could be a tough game this week. Drake May is, mini Josh Allen. And, I've been on the record as Vrabel's a very good coach. So, excuse me. Definitely no walk in the park. I'm nervous about this game, but I'm nervous about every game. Rightfully so. We made the Dolphins and the Saints look like competitive teams. So, hopefully we're getting a win this week. But Pats look good. As far as the Giants got their first W, right? What was the good news? Who looked good in the game? Who's the Giants' new quarterback?
Dart.
Yep, Jackson Dart. He played well. He's only barely older than you are. But Jackson Dart had a nice game. What was the bad news? Who got hurt?
Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, Malik Neighbors is out for the season, so that stinks. But it's Dart season, and hopefully the Giants can keep that rolling. I don't know off the top of my head who Giants and everybody plays this week, but I know we got the Pats, right? All right, you ready to talk fantasy?
Yes.
All right. How'd I do?
You did really good.
I did really good? All right. So I smoked JJ, 153 to 91. JJ obviously lost Malik Neighbors during the game, which stinks. And I had the same problem in Kyle's league, which probably cost me a W. For JJ, it didn't cost him a W. Even if Neighbors went for 30, I was still beating him. I won the game by over 60 points. He got an okay game out of A-Chain last night. But besides that, just nothing across the board. For me, my top 3 picks showed up. Allen with 25, McCaffrey with 26, Hampton with 27. So, I mean, right off the bat, I'm getting production there. And then my waiver wire pickup, Quentin Johnston, just keeps throwing up 20-point games every week. So, if I get 4 almost 25-point games, I'm going to be tough to beat even with my lack of depth at receiver. And that was with me not starting Xavier Worthy, who went for 17 on my bench. I was going to put him in, and then I was watching football. We were over at Aaron and Braden's house, right? And I got distracted by the baseball games and the football games, and I forgot to put Worthy in. But Jawan Jennings got me 7, so I lost 10 points there. The only thing that stinks about that is if I had started him the way I had planned on it, I would have gotten the high score this week and made $25. But it cost me the high score, but not a win. All right, moving on. Delano's dangerous team improves to 3-1, beating Richie. Richie had his best outing of the week, but it was not enough to beat Delano. 145 to almost 130, 129 for Richie. Judkins is coming along. Richie was the most right on Judkins. He's been right on him.
Barkley? Yes, Barkley.
Yeah, he's got Saquon. And then no crazy big performances for Richie, but just consistency across the board. I mean, I think everybody on his team pretty much went for double digits. I mean, Olave had 9 and Bowers had 9.5, but after that it's 12, 15.4, 11.3, 10.6, 21.5, 16.1, and 11.6. So he had good performances across the board. For Delano, Drake May, we just talked about the Patriots being looking good. He had 3 touchdowns. Saquon. Garrett Wilson got the touchdown last night. Obviously, the big performance for him is George Pickens with 33.5 points. Tyler Warren, 18.5. Even got -5 out of the Packers defense. Don't tell Uncle Marcel about George Pickens because he put him on his bench in his league and it cost him a W. All right, moving on. So in those games, Richie falls to 0-4, and Delano improves to 3-1. If you guys saw Shane, the professor's video last night, he talked about pretty much half the league is 3-1 right now. Speaking of 3-1, Justin improves to 3-1, and he had 158.14, almost the high score of the week. We had like 4 scorers over 150, and then Justin Jesus just over 100 points. So a big victory. For Ken, he had Justin Jesus perform fantasy wise, got 27 points, but other than that, just pretty much nothing across the board. And then for Justin, Knicks had a big game last night. Bucky was good. Jefferson was good. Debo was good. Javonte Williams was good. All those guys are 20 plus points except for Javonte, who had 19. So yeah, those points will rack up. And he even had Marvin Harrison on the bench, Mims on the bench. Picked up Luke McCaffrey, scored a touchdown in back-to-back weeks. So Justin's team's looking dangerous right now. He improves to 3-1. Moving on, the game of the week. Shane versus Larry. Shane improves to 3-1. Our 3-time champion Larry falls to 2-2. Shane has the high score of the week at 159.6. Larry, right in it, 153.8. That game is is extremely close. I thought for a little bit Larry might have a chance last night.
Shakira must have been good for.
Yep, Shakir scored 17.9 points for Uncle Shane. He had a big game out of Romeo Dobbs. Dobbs had 3 touchdowns. And then Genty finally coming through with the monster game, 33.5. Mahomes had a 4-touchdown game. I mean, big games for Uncle Shane there. But I thought Larry had a chance last night because he had Waddle. Tyreek got hurt. And so, okay, Waddle should produce. And then countering that, you saw the Broncos defense going last night. It's like, okay, if the Bengals can put up any points here, Shane's going to start to lose points. But obviously the Bengals did not even show up as a professional team last night, and then so the Broncos defense scored 10 points. For obviously Larry scored 153, so he got good games at a decent game out of Baker, but he got huge game out of Josh Jacobs, big game out of St. Brown. Ferguson with a nice game. Henderson scoring his first touchdown. So, obviously Larry didn't put up a bad performance by any means. He would have beat most of the league, but he would not beat the professor on this week. So 3-1 for Shane, 2-2 for Larry. Moving on, Team Gattaca gets back on the win board. Uncle Marcel wins with 104. Uncle Kyle, 93. Neither guy got much out of their. I guess Kyle got the okay game out of Kyler Murray with 16. He got 17 out of 14 out of Taylor, but then just nothing out of nobody else. 0 out of his defense. And then for Uncle Marcel, big games out of DK with the 80-yard touchdown. Sutton was good last night. Dunze with a touchdown. Emeka what? How do you say his name? Abuka. Very good. I was going to say Emeka Obuyao. And then with a 20-point game. Lions defense with a 20-point game.
He has Prater.
He had Dak on his bench with 31. So, I mean, he could have gotten a good quarterback performance. So, just like I could have gotten the high score if I had started Xavier Worthy, Marcel certainly could have got the high score if he had started Dak at quarterback over Gino. And could have obviously got the high score if he had started Kenneth Gainwell as well. Now, would I started Kenneth Gainwell over Derrick Henry or Jordan Mason? No. So, I mean, can't blame him for that one. But obviously those guys were there. On to our closest score of the week. The low score of the week belongs to Courtney. The second lowest score belongs to Marissa, but Marissa gets the W. So Marissa with an 88.98 victory over Courtney at 87.1. And Courtney has absolutely nobody to blame but himself for this. He started a kicker who's been on IR for weeks. So literally gave himself a 0 there. And for the third time in 4 weeks, he started the Ravens defense that have scored negative points for him. -3. So literally, if he doesn't start a defense, he wins. Literally, if he picks up any kicker off the waiver wire, he wins. So, Courtney, you got nobody to blame but yourself in this one. Obviously, 89 to 87. Neither team scored any points this week. Courtney got an okay game out of Jalen Hurts. And he got a big game out of Drake London and Kyle Pitts, but just nothing out of anybody else. And then for Marissa, Etienne had a good game.
Cohen.
Well, yeah, but Keon only scored 7.5 points. And Swift. So, neither person really produced, but doesn't matter. Listen, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. So Marissa improves to 2-2. Courtney falls to 0-4 and owes $5. All right, moving on to our last game of the week. We no longer have an undefeated team in the league. Paul falls to 3-1, and then for Danny improves to 3-1. Congrats, Danny, with a 145 to 123 victory. For Paul, he continues to throw Tank Bigsby out at the number 2 running back position, and shockingly, for the second week in a row, he's gotten 0 again. So. If you have running back depth, I would probably be hitting Paul up for a trade.
Yeah, James Cook.
Yep. So obviously Danny did well with the combination of Bijan and James Cook. I'd be hard pressed to guess that anybody is a better running back combination in the league than Bijan and James Cook right now. Tough part for Danny is that he did lose Tyreek Hill last night, so he's gonna have to figure out that replacement. But Zay Flowers had an okay game. Pittman had an okay game. And then his kicker got him 18. Paul's kicker got him 13. So 27.5 from Stafford on the bench. That's going to be one of the higher bench scores as well. I would have started Justin Herbert too, but is what it is. And then for Paul, he's going to have to check and see if Lamar's hamstring injury is anything. I personally think his hamstring injury was they were getting their butts kicked and he didn't feel like playing anymore. But yeah, let's take a look at the league standings. All right. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams are 3-1 currently. So currently, if the season ended today, there'd be a 3-1 team that's not even in the playoffs. So in point order, it goes Marcel, Danny, Justin, me, Paul, Shane, Delano. So let's see. Marcel leads the league with 550 points. Danny is only 7 points behind him. And then Justin's 3 points behind Danny. I'm 3 points behind Justin. So we're all bunched up. Paul is next at 512. So Paul is about 38 points off of Marcel. And then Shane is about 39 points off Marcel. And then Delano is, 62 points off Marcel. Moving on to the 2-2 teams. We've got Larry and Marissa. And then we move on to 1 and 3. We've got Kyle, Ken, and JJ. And then rounding it up is Rich and Courtney at 0 and 4. What are they doing? All right. To the power rankings. The professor went from 1 back to 6. Interesting. Going into his big matchup with Marcel this week. Neighbors with an attitude. So that's JJ. 2 back to 11. His team is getting decimated by injuries. The unknown. Who's that? I think that's Paul. He stayed at 3. Marissa fell from 4 to 10. We're Alan in this together. Whose team is that?
You.
5 up to, what does that say, Will?
1.
1. ESPN finally got it right and has Daddy as the number 1 ranked team. Let's see. Keo from 6 up to 2. Kyle from 7 back to 9. Danny from 8 up to 4. Delano from 9 up to 5. Ken from 10 back to 12. Richie 11 back to 13. Courtney 12 back to 14. Larry from 13 up to 8. And then Marcel from 14 up to 7. All right. So, like I said, I haven't looked ahead to see who everybody's playing this week. As far as real football goes, I know the Bills are playing the Pats. That's the game that really matters to me. We got another London game this week, so make sure you guys get those lineups set early. If you saw Shane's video, he talked about, about 5 minutes before the game, he was getting Jalen Warren out of the lineup and somebody, and I can't remember who, but somebody out who obviously produced, Romeo Dobbs, who produced for him. So make sure you guys are checking your inactives. We got Thursday Night Football coming up, and most importantly, go Bills on Sunday night, right? Are you tired? You sleepy? No? Oh, and most importantly, actually, go Yankees. The Yankees start playing at 6 o'clock tonight. So baseball playoffs start today at noon. I think those games at noon, 3, 6, and 9. So, let's go Yankees. Say be good.
Be good.
Do good. God bless. And go Bills.
Go Bills.